scars, right? And that's why Kyoko wears those gloves to hide the scars. Which means... those fake nails on the corpse. Are you thinking about Kyoko again? When is he ever not, though? Huh? Forget about her. What matters right now is uncovering Monokuma's trap. His trap? God must have really hated you to make you so dull. Don't you remember what Monokuma just told us? He said there were 16 students, right? Which means Mukuro was a student here. Obviously, Monokuma was trying to tell us that Mukuro is the one creating the rules to the game. But why would he tell us that, and why now? He said he wanted to make things clear so there wouldn't be any complaints later. But the mere fact that he said that proves that Mukuro is connected to this case. That's why Monokuma revealed the existence of a 16th student. He needs to make our investigation fair. Mukuro's related to the case? Perhaps she's the one who killed Kyoko. What? That would explain why we would have to have a class trial, wouldn't it? If she's a student and she killed someone, that would make her part of the school killing game. Mukuro's the killer? She killed Kyoko? Anyone should be able to come to that conclusion, don't you think? In fact, that's exactly what I thought when the investigation first began.
What?
But, based on what Monokuma just told us, I've changed my mind. Mukuro Ikusaba isn't the culprit. Huh? What makes you say that? We thought Mukuro, the ultimate despair, was the mastermind's true identity. But if that's true, Monokuma's behavior makes no sense. Why would the mastermind go out of their way to reveal themselves to us? That's a good point.
So
Mukuro giving us information that would raise questions about her would be bold, to say the least. It makes more sense, then, to assume that Mukuro isn't the culprit. So that's the trap. They want us to suspect Mukuro and come to the wrong conclusion. That's what makes sense to me. The way you say it, it definitely does seem possible. But if that's really true... if Mukuro isn't the killer, then who is? Well then, I believe our work here is finished. Let's move on. I'm sure there are other places in need of investigation. I should find out if that key and the dojo really are connected. Well, are you coming? Whoa, Biss, I just noticed what you said. Whoa. Whoa. There are wooden lockers here. They use woodblock keys, just like at meow. Just like at those super traditional meow! Traditional public bathhouses! It looks like the key we found in Kyoko's room really does go to one of these lockers. Makoto, do you see the locker farthest to the right? To the right. I just kind of slurred those words. That's the only one that doesn't have a key in it at the moment. You understand what that means, right? I should probably use the key we found on that locker, right? There's a lot of right asking right now. Well, just try it. Okay. I took out the woodblock key and inserted it into the locker's metal lock, and... the locker eagerly accepted the key and it opened. There are arrows in here. It looks like 10 arrows in total. They look like they're made of titanium. Oops, nope, nope. Meow, meow. They look like they're made of titanium, which means they're quite strong despite how thin they are. Of course, without a bow, they're god damn it, meow. They're nothing but strong little sticks. Strong sticks. Oh, there's something else inside the locker. It's a wadded up ball of duct tape. I wonder what this was used for. Is that a bloodstain?
I see.
If it is, that means it must surely be related to the case. This duct tape is related to the case somehow? But how could it possibly be involved? I think that's all the locker has to offer for now. Is something wrong? It's very odd, don't you think? The locker was hiding items that were clearly related to the case. But how did the key to the locker wind up in the victim's room? Or perhaps... Byakuya? Forget it. Come on, we need to continue on the next location. I mean, on to the next location, meow. Huh? What next location? Ooh, will you? That's exciting! I know, I think I want to squeeze in some time to play Kingdom Hearts tonight. I really want to play it.
What?
There's still something we need to look into. We need to do more research on Fenrir. Fenrir? You mean the mercenary group that Mukuro was a part of? But how are we supposed to find out about that? Isn't it obvious? Where in this school would you go to do research on something? Research? Are you talking about the archive? That's right. The archive has all kinds of info that the general public... Meow. The archive has all kinds of info that the general public doesn't have access to.
Let's go.
We only have so much time before the trial begins. Let's hurry. I believe there was a file related to Fenrir somewhere over here. Byakuya seemed to know the archive like the back of his hand, and went straight to a shelf in the back. Ah, here we go. He quickly returned with a file in hand. Byakuya, the ultimate librarian. That's your real dream.
I see.
Take a look at this. I have no idea what it says. What language is this? How did you make it all the way to high school without learning a single word of French? I'm pretty sure most high schoolers can't speak French. Well, whatever, I'll read it to you, but I expect you to repay your debt 100 times over. 100 times? Isn't that kind of extreme? Yes, all the meows. To anyone that doesn't know what's going on, I said whenever I make a mistake, I'd meow. Especially in character, so... Fenrir is an elite fighting unit based out of the Middle East. Unlike military contractors, they are a fierce group of soldiers who engage in direct combat. He can read, like, from really far away. That's impressive. They claim that a single member is equivalent to an entire company of regular soldiers. Just like Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok, their mere presence is enough to strike fear into an enemy. They have been involved in countless military battles and operations, most of which are highly classified. However, some time ago, they completely ceased all activity. At present, their continued existence cannot be confirmed. There are unconfirmed reports that the key members of the group were all neutralized. Rumors indicate that they were killed to keep them from revealing the many state secrets they'd acquired. Some, however, believe there was mounting internal tension within the group, and they simply imploded. He wants to read him to sleep. That's what I imagine too. What is it? This all just sounds like some kind of alternate reality. Well, it isn't. This is our reality, the only reality. These people are part of our world. Their battlefields aren't much different from our lives here. An unpredictable, unimaginable world. He said something about our world, and I thought of part of your world. And then I imagined Togami singing part of your world. That's what makes it all so exciting, he says with that face. Exciting definitely isn't the word I would use. So, did anything jump out at you? This may be your last opportunity to learn about Fenrir. Now that you mention it, the report said something about where the name Fenrir comes from, right? That's right. It said Fenrir is the Wolf of Ragnarok. Speaking of which, would you like to know something interesting related to that? To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body. What? They got a tattoo of Fenrir? Could that mean... Nom. Nom, you okay?
Time is utterly silent, and yet it constantly assaults us. Organisms, the earth, natural phenomena. It damages us little by little until the end. You should really think about that. Anyway, it's time to begin the class trial. So, please meet up in the usual spot. See you later.
Then the time has come. All we can do now is try to uncover the truth.
That's right.
It would seem that way. Let's go. We're here already. I haven't saved in a while, so I'm just gonna save here really quick. And then I gotta remember to save during the trial as much as I can, too. Whee! Oh, they're gonna let me save just now. Oh well. Oh well. I was gonna say office hair. I didn't know what you meant.
Whoa, Byakuya and Makoto showed up together.
Where the heck have you two been? You just disappeared without a word. We were investigating, of course. How could you not figure that out by this point? Makoto's ranked high enough for you guys to go off together? Just the two of you? What, are you jealous?
Or are you making up some kind of creepy fantasy for yourself?
What?
Stop talking and brace yourselves. He'll be here any second.
Any second. He could show up at any time. When I imagined what was about to happen, I immediately tensed up and prepared myself.
Dance like a dam. Instant balls!
I had to. I'm sorry. But... we stood there for 5 full minutes, waiting for something weird to happen. And then 5 minutes became 10.
What's going on here? Why hasn't Monokuma shown up yet? Maybe he died again?
What should we do? Should we keep waiting here, or... Or what?
Jesus!
Did I scare you?
I demand an explanation. Why'd you waste my time and make me wait like that?
What? I made you wait? You've got it all backwards. You're the ones making me wait.
Huh?
I'm waiting for everyone to arrive. We can't start till everyone's here now, can we? What are you talking about? Everyone is here. We've all been waiting for you. Sorry, but you're wrong. But I've been waiting 10 minutes now, so it's okay if I punish the one making us all wait, right? If we all agree it's a violation, I'll arrange a punishment right now. If it's me you're waiting for, I'm here. When we heard that voice, we all spun around to look. I'm here, and no rule's been broken.
Kyoko!
Kyoko? You're still alive?
No! It's a ghost!
Stop talking. If you want to fight, do it at the class trial. You need to save some of the fun for later, right?
What?
But is it okay that there's no particular penalty for being late?
I made it here just fine. What school regulation did I violate? Am I wrong? You're so selfish, so spoiled! You're right, there's no penalty officially, but I bet you'll be sorry later. No, I'll make sure you're sorry later. Anyway, hustle your butts onto the elevator. It'll be just once, god damn it, now! I'll be just one step ahead of ya. When Monokuma was gone, we all rushed up to Kyoko. Kyoko! So you really didn't die? Of course I didn't die. Thank God, I'm so glad you're okay!
Perhaps, but that's not necessarily a good thing for us. Huh? He's right! Now we've got to deal with a ghost!
I told you, stop talking!
Let's go.
Come on, let's just go. Whatever we need to discuss, we can do it during the trial. Without ever looking directly at Kyoko, Byakuya stepped into the elevator.
Master, wait for me!
Good call. Who knows what might happen to us if we take too long.
I'll be happy when this trial's all over.
One after another, everyone piled into the elevator. But I couldn't help myself. I had to talk to Kyoko before the trial started. Listen, before we get started, I have to ask you. Where have you been this whole time? You used that key of yours to go somewhere, didn't you? So...
I went to investigate the second floor of the dorms. Sorry.
The second floor?
There aren't any monitors or cameras there, so I was able to avoid Monokuma completely. Of course, I also missed his announcement because of that. I had no idea a body had been discovered.
Then when did you find out?
Just now. I finished my search and came back down, just in time to hear the class trial announcement. I took some time to go over the crime scene first. I can't go to a trial completely uninformed, can I?
So that's why you were late.
I'm sorry I kept you all waiting.
But if you were on the second floor of the dorms, then what's with the key?
Damn it, Meow. Then that's... No! Meow! Then that's what the key you found goes to? Actually,
Wrong.
to be precise, not quite. I
In
used
other
Monokuma's
words-
secret tool, which can open any lock in the school. What? Hey, what are you two doing? Hurry up before we get in trouble with Monokuma.
Makoto.
We can go over all the details after we get through the trial, okay, Makoto? Right now, I just want to focus on surviving our current situation. Because this is probably the single most crucial moment so far for me. For her? That's a strange way to put it. The class trial's important for everyone, right? So why would she say it's a crucial moment for her?
Goodbye.
Well, if that's all. Seemingly unconcerned, Kyoko made her way to the elevator. I'm just overthinking what she said, right? Being the last one left, I stepped into the elevator. And the doors slid shut. This time, the clunking was loud enough to hurt my ears, and the dread began to consume me once again. I can't imagine ever getting used to the mental pressures that come with preparing for an execution. In that dusky darkness, nobody said a word. We just stood there, silent and still. After an immeasurable period of time, the doors opened without warning. A dazzling light penetrated every depth of my eyes, but it wasn't the illuminating light of hope. It was the blinding light of despair. Whoa, it's colorful in here.
I can't wait! I can't
I've been waiting for this! I feel like it's been forever since we got together like this. The time for pointless jokes and jabs has passed.
Chills! Chills!
Let's get on with the show! And so the curtain opened for the 5th time. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. A diddly-doddly-doodly! Always, always and forever for the rest of the game. I'm gonna say a diddly-doddly-doodly. Cool, I don't think we got any more skills, though. Lost in thought. Nope, no other stuffs. Diddly-doddly-doodly.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the result.
Oh, and I went silent because I was talking to my mom about dinner stuff. I might eat while I do the trial, so if I go silent for a bit, probably just means I'm nomming.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, well, I'll leave the rest up to you.
Oh, okay, Nom. Good night. I know, it's getting really late for you guys, so it's okay. Thanks for watching.
Well then, let's discuss the specifics of the victim. First, we need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
It's Kyoko. There's no other
She's
explanation.
standing right here!
But Kyoko's standing right there.
No, that's a ghost.
But she has legs. And
She has legs and stuff. I love them so much.
Well, that's just because she's like the latest evolution in ghost technology.
There's a limit to how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
Okay. So I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right? Then let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body.
her traits?
Are we seriously doing this? One important trait Kyoko has that proves the body doesn't belong to her. Glove. Her piercing glare. That's gotta be it.
I'm talking about her gloves. They'll give us some insight into the mystery. I'm sure of it.
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
And would you happen to know the answer?
In fact, Monokuma told me. Apparently you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
Oh, you know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
They probably just got burnt up in the
I
explosion.
can't believe we're still just discussing the fact that that body might be Kyoko, even though she's standing right here.
I'm not convinced. The ghost is just trying to fool us all.
There's no way that corpse was Kyoko. But if I can't prove why, we're gonna be stuck here and the case won't move forward. So I don't have any choice but to spin the camera around and get everyone real dizzy.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
I can't believe we're doing this.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion?
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves. Because that corpse is absolutely Kyoko.
This
It's gonna be fake nails, I think, for the gloves.
idiotic.
Because I don't see how you could really wear those fake nails and then have gloves. I know that body isn't Kyoko's, and I know I can prove it.
Kyoko, then impossible. Okay, then prove it. The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion?
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
No!
Corpse is
I let go of the button. I shouldn't have done that. That was bad. That was a bad. I let go.
Kyoko, then impossible. Okay, then prove it. The dead body wasn't. They got burnt up in the. Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion. Well,
Yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
No, that's wrong.
Weirded up?
No, there's no way the corpse was wearing gloves. Whoever it was, they were wearing fake nails, remember? I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain. Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right?
This? Check the bottom on your taskbar. Your keyboard might have switched regions. So check on your taskbar. Mine says EN where it should be, but I don't know. Check the bottom. There might be something that has changed the region of your keyboard to be something else. Like I have, on mine I used to have like Canadian English, and then I think I have like Canadian English for, that one's weird because it gives me weird symbols, so I prefer to use US English keyboard. And then I have Japanese keyboard as well. So check it out. See if there's like a different version on there. That's the only reason I can think of why your what do you call it? Your keys would mess up. No problem. It's happened to me before too. Mine changes to like French Canadian and then messes up. It's weird.
It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails, don't you think?
Yay, this! Problem solved!
Jeez, man, you don't know women, huh? They're complicated.
Oh, I
like
bet
that.
Hiro knows all about women. I would take advice from him. 100%.
if anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
Well, Kyoko, any thoughts?
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life. If I wore fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
Then that's that. The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko.
Which should have been obvious since she's standing right here.
Seriously.
Okay, so then, who's the real victim? First, we need to figure that out.
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
Before anything, we have to identify the victim. Everything starts from there. You wear gloves to protect your nails, of course.
If Kyoko
Thanks,
really
Ninja.
is still alive,
I tried.
then who died?
Who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out. I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition. And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file. Well, if we can't identify the body...
Then there's nothing else we can do, right?
And the one thing that can tell us was on the victim's own body.
Kyoko really didn't. Who died? Who died? I don't think so. The face, and there wasn't any description in the
It's this
Monokuma.
one.
Well, if we can't identify the body...
No! God damn you!
Then there's nothing else we can do, right?
The last few times I've streamed, I've gotten some awesome trophies that I really wasn't expecting. But, yeah, I was really happy. I wonder if it, I wonder if it takes from your past playthroughs, because I got quite a few trophies I wasn't expecting to get, but...
There was one clue left behind that we can use to identify the
Nom.
body.
What? For real? If you're lying, you'll die a cruel and unusual death.
Cruel and unusual death? This I gotta see.
She's just being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about.
The key to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
Oh, yeah. The design's pretty strange, huh? Is this a dog? Her master must have made her get it. To be like, you're my
Yep,
bitch.
I'm sure that's it.
Seriously? They really did something that humiliating?
No, that's not it. The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo.
Oh, really?
If you compare the tattoo to other information we have, the victim's identity should become clear.
I got it! The Fenrir Mercenary Corps. That's the name of the military group Mukuro Ikusaba belonged to.
Okay, so...
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on
Like
their
their
body.
butt.
Fenrir?
The image that represents Fenrir is... Oh, come on. Is it gonna be wolf? Is that gonna be the 4 letters spell out thingy? No, why would you do this? Naegi, seriously? I got it!
Now I understand.
Now I got it! I get it! Jeez.
The representation of Fenrir is a wolf.
And then you think of how much it steps up in the second game, and it's nothing like this at all.
Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology. A huge, world-ending wolf beast. He's the child of the trickster god Loki, and a female giant.
Except you'd only be able to spell kit, if that were true.
Man, after all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star.
A wolf tattoo. Then that means...
Exactly. The body we found had a tattoo of a wolf, which means that person must have once belonged to Fenrir. So it must have been Mukuro.
What?
Hold on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right.
Oh, I know that feel, Ninja.
Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Are you saying the mastermind is dead? And now we have to have a last trial?
No. It means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
But I mean, being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place. After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description. All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier. If I remember correctly, that other information came from Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto, right?
So that means Kyoko got it wrong?
And who was she? Who was Mukuro Ikusaba? She's been gone this whole time? And when she finally turns up, she gets killed. Usually when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
So you're saying she wasn't an important character?
Guys, stop.
Which would mean she was the same as us. Just another participant.
Guys, the fourth wall can't take it.
Then who's the real mastermind?
It must have been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster after all.
No, the headmaster has nothing to do with it.
But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong.
My information was not wrong.
Okay. We're in the middle of a trial
Stop
right
bickering,
now.
children.
Figuring out who killed Mukuro is first and foremost. Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. But remember this, no matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name
Chill,
on
man.
it.
I have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation. Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record. The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken place. Hammer that point straight into your big ol' brains!
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Then, one of us killed Mukuro?
Wait, no! There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding
Yep,
all
that's
along!
Nope. There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Seriously? Then, one of us killed Mukuro?
Who did it? Who's the killer this time?
Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
Huh?
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to?
You? Based on what we know, there can only be 2 suspects. Well, shit!
I got it! You've narrowed it down to Kyoko and me, right?
Why do you say that?
Allow me to explain. Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm that at that point, there was no dead body there. So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden. However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire
I read that as
time.
taco. Damn it!
The gym?
That's right. The 4 of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma. The whole time we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. All of which is to say, the 4 of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis
Are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
exactly so.
So the only suspects now are me and Kyoko. Damn it, I can't let this stand. Somehow I have to clear my name.
I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing.
Are you thinking of raising an
Objection!
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place. Doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Whatever you want. Somebody go ahead and help him out.
Me and Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at, well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock.
A cold and distant taco.
So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
Then I guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found
So
the
10
body.
p.m. to 9 a.m.?
Oh, but what time did we
9
find the
a.m.
body?
The one who saw the body first was Toko, right? When she went to go get the pickaxe.
So what time was the body discovered? 9 o'clock.
I got it! The body must have been discovered at 9 a.m., since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
Now then, Toko, what time is it? Well, when we left the gym, it was just before 9 o'clock, so it's probably 9 on the dot now. Okay, go get the pickaxe and be back here by 9:01. What a jerk.
He's right. It had to be around then.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was
7 a.m.
around... Oh yeah!
Oh, 7:30.
Right around
Yeah, 'cause 7 a.m. is when they
7:30.
wake up.
I remember checking right before I went in, so I'm totally sure.
Why
that-
did it take Naegi half an hour to get out of his room? Well, he did linger a bit. He did say that.
Which means from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi.
The murder happened between 10 p.m. and 9 a.m., and I don't have an alibi from 10 p.m. till 7:30 a.m. Okay then, it looks like the game has begun. If I can't provide an alibi for that period, then I just have to god damn it, meow. Then I just have to prove the murder didn't happen during that time I don't have an alibi. To do that, I have to make it clear when the body ended up in the garden. I think I already know what that is.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the
2
morning.
2 o'clock, randomly.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. So Makoto, if you have any
Objections now would be the
There's something that happens in the garden at the same time every morning. Thinking back, the corpse was almost totally dry. In which case, I should be able to figure out when the body must have appeared in the garden.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
And Makoto
Or
doesn't
he said
have
yep.
an alibi.
From 10 o'clock to 7:30.
What? I got it wrong. Oh, did I do it on the wrong one? Or do I have to do the body analysis?
It took place somewhere between 10 and 9 o'clock in the and Makoto does from 7:30. That's
More than
enough time to commit murder.
So Makoto,
Maybe I have to do the
we've established a time frame for the murder.
Let me try exploded body
somewhere
analysis
between
thing.
10 o'clock and 9 o'clock in the morning.
And Makoto doesn't have an alibi.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
It's wrong again. Okay, let me try again. Do I have to make something?
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
And Makoto
Doesn't have an
alibi.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time.
Yeah. Which relates to the sprinklers. Maybe I have to grab 7:30 and hit 10:30. I mean 10. Which is weird, but maybe that's what I have to do.
Yeah, from 10 to 7:30.
Let's try it. I don't know, it seems weird, but let's try it.
We established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between...
Nope.
Shoot.
I'm gonna lose. But that's weird
We've
because...
established a time frame for the...
the upper half of the body remained on fire and had to be extinguished. Because of this, the upper half was soaking wet while the bottom half remained dry. So I don't think... Okay, I guess that doesn't really help. Though... If we're assuming it's been there since 7:30, then the entire body should have been wet, because then the sprinklers come on at 7:30, did they not? Sprinklers. The sprinklers are programmed to come on every morning at 7:30, and this time is impossible to change. It can be assumed that if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, it would have gotten wet. Oh, so maybe let me use sprinklers on 10 p.m. Maybe that... Wait.
Somewhere between...
Yeah! Yeah! I don't need a walkthrough, I'm good. Just gotta pick and choose my battles properly, which I didn't do just now.
Actually, the murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place
Now that I
way
think
later.
about it too, that makes a lot more sense than picking 7:30. It makes more sense to pick 10 o'clock, so I don't know why I didn't think of that.
And what makes you say that?
Because of the sprinklers in the garden. The sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right? So if the body had been in the garden before 7:30...
I need to save my game.
Then it should have been completely soaked.
Oh, hold on. I remember this part perfectly. The body was wet. Dripping wet.
Yeah, but that was
fact.
after.
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
I'm wrong? How? Are you saying only the mouth down south?
Whoa!
How dare you spew such a decent
Whoa! Toko, please!
No, I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
The mouth down. Oh my god.
What do you mean? By denying the sprinkler, are you trying to deny my entire existence?
Man, you're totally wacko.
If you really think it wasn't the sprinkler, you'd better better tell us why!
I need to prove that it wasn't the sprinklers that got the body wet. All I have to do is hit Toko with certain evidence and that should do it. If we look at the body itself, that should make it clear. Only the upper half of the body was wet, which was when I threw the bucket. Toko, why are we doing this, though?
I admit nothing. I hate you. I don't know anything. Hold on. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything. Hold on. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. How can you say it wasn't the...
This should prove it. Just remember what the body was like after the explosion, and you'll see why it wasn't the sprinklers. The top half of the body was wet, yes, but the bottom half was completely dry. If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal
Toko,
maniac.
stop!
I'm so sick of her.
Let's just
Making
move
this
on.
whole thing just completely sexual when it doesn't need to be.
The reason only the top half was wet was because... while the body was still on fire, I doused it with water. But only the part on fire, the top half.
Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it.
So if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then the murder must have taken place sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the
Which
morning.
means Nike couldn't have done it.
Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning, right?
So there's no way Makoto could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good
Thanks.
for you.
In which case, the only one left without an alibi is Kyoko.
Kyoko's the only one without an alibi. Which would mean that Mukuro's killer is... No, I refuse to believe it. Kyoko murdered someone? That's...
I'd just like to say one
Yes,
thing.
darling.
If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever, which is why I can't let that happen.
Huh?
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us.
A trap?
We're this far into the game and now you decide to blame me? Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
Shut up, you!
You got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Anyway, Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her.
Huh? She did?
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko? But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all. And as a result, we were forced into another trial, something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So, that was her motive?
If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient.
Damn it, why we gotta do this?
Huh?
Why we gotta fight? You're my girl.
The sprinklers didn't get the body
Love
wet,
you.
but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
What are you...
Because you see, there is a way the body could have avoided getting wet.
Interesting. I'm listening.
And then she's like, tell them, Nike. And he tells them, even though it's it's convicting himself.
All it would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet.
A certain something at the scene was used to cover the body? Could it have been, why are you answering this?
I got it!
Naegi!
You're talking about the tarp.
Why are you helping to convict yourself?
You catch on quick. You're right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that'd take care of the water. In fact, that's exactly what the killer did. The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered
That's some
in
dirty water.
The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean.
Peanut bright. You catch on quick, you must be the killer.
This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
I bet Naegi's like, oh, they used the tarp. I mean, shit!
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Because then, if they stop the body from getting wet, Byakuya, then they create a time. They eliminate almost like a time frame of when that body could have appeared there. You know what I mean? Because then, if it was wet, then we could know that the body was there before 7:30, and you know.
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually
Bam!
took place.
Bam! How'd you not get that, Mr. Affluent Progeny?
In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave
Hey,
us.
it wasn't an excuse. Why would Kyoko say that? Why would she want to make me look like the killer? No, I can't think about that right now. That tarp. If it was used the way Kyoko said, the tarp must have touched the body, right? But the body...
Wait, something's not right.
Why am I asking rhetorical questions?
And what might that be?
I can't worry about Kyoko's motivations. If I don't do something, everyone's gonna think I'm the killer. I have to refute what Kyoko said. This ain't the way, man. Come on, man. I know you like her, but... So...
By covering the body with the tarp,
I don't know yet, but...
the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
I remember the blood on the body hadn't dried yet. Byakuya even warned us not to touch it, to avoid getting any blood on us. Yeah, if they were stabbed, how come the tarp was
By
clean?
covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was because the sprinkler, but the underside of it was totally spotless.
It's because that side was protected from the
Water.
Since it was facing down toward
the body.
Of course it didn't get dirty.
Boom, boom.
No, that's wrong. Actually, one side being clean is pretty strange if you
Yeah,
think about it.
16 minutes is a lot of time for that.
Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown
It
up,
almost makes
right?
you wonder, the person that needs that entire 16 minutes, are they even paying attention to the game? Because they should get it a lot sooner than that, but I guess different strokes for different folks.
Byakuya said it himself. Not to touch it, or you might get some on you. If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten
This
blood
is a
on it.
bad time to go grab my dinner, but I'm gonna go grab my dinner, and I'll still be here. I'll eat while we talk about murders. But I'm gonna go grab it really quick. Well, I can't promise really quick, but I'll grab it as fast as I can and stuff. Probably have to warm it up. I will be right back. I just gotta grab food while we talk about murders. I'm sorry. Food and murders. Great combination. Murder food. I'm here, but I hurt my elbow. I'm here, but at what cost? At what cost?
Sorry, I'm back. I promise to mute my mic when I'm munching on food. Oh no, the controller's on the ground. There we go.
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they'd used
Maggie,
it.
not too much inner dialogue, please. I would like to eat.
If they had, they would have washed both sides. Just washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
Oh, yeah, true.
More than that, what if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage?
God damn it, Maggie, what did I just say? Huh? The blood was camouflage?
What if, after the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim?
You mean someone else's blood? Where would they get something like that?
What do you mean, aw? What happened?
I know! They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office. That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead?
No, that's not what happened this time. The killer got the blood from right there in the garden.
They got blood from right there in the garden, right? Which must mean... Chicken!
I got it! Could it have been chicken blood?
What? Chicken blood?
Chicken blood.
When I checked the chicken coop before the murder, there were 5 chickens. But after the murder, there were only 4.
So, you're saying someone killed a chicken and then covered the body with its blood? Man, that's messed up.
Killing a living thing just to do something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it.
I wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around. Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory.
That's actually accurate. Sorry, I just read your post. I'm being accused of murder. Shut up, Makoto. I'm eating food. Trying to eat dinner, Makoto. Goddamn.
Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense.
What doesn't make sense?
You said the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water and then covered the body in blood, right? But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body. But that's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it. The ground was completely clean.
I have to agree, that certainly is strange.
Oh my god, so it was a double murder. Chicken and human.
Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand.
They covered it beforehand?
When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like you normally would?
I think so. Wait, no. The head was through the neck hole, but the arms weren't in the sleeves.
Then that settles it.
Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up. What settles what?
Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off, but the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with the tarp. Then, later, at the same time the killer was gathering up the tarp, they pulled the coat over the body. The coat they'd already covered in blood. This series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred. They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off, at 7:30.
If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder happened earlier.
But to pull all that off, wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off?
That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult.
Huh?
They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body. They'd be done in no time.
Maybe, but still.
Hina, After you met up with Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that point on?
Welcome back, May.
Oh no. I headed off to the gym, and Makoto didn't show up till later.
No!
Then he had plenty of time to spare. Wouldn't
You
you say?
stop it, you precious. I didn't do it.
Don't bother saying it's not possible.
I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate.
And the suspicion falls back on me again. But why? Why is Kyoko trying to entrap me? Entrapment. I don't understand.
Well then, it looks like we're back to square one. Makoto's alibi is no good, so once again, our suspects are him and Kyoko.
For serious, man? Which one of them did it? Hey, why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin. 50-50 odds.
Oh!
See? Pretty good idea, right?
No, not that. I just remembered something super serious.
Well, don't just stand there. Out with it.
You know that knife we found all black and burnt?
The one we
No.
found stuck in the body before it exploded, right?
That wasn't mine!
According to the Monokuma
Shut
file,
up.
the knife went all the way through, from front to back. So, what about it?
I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere before. That's what I thought when I first saw it. I just remembered.
Well, shit.
Listen, more important. Ignore the fact that I'm eating right now, because this totally didn't happen back then. Now that we have the time, what are we gonna do with it?
We can't let Toko keep it. That's for everyone's just eating right now. We don't know what she might do.
I don't want it anyway.
So what to do?
Why don't you hang on to it, Makoto?
Huh? Me?
It's the knife we gave to
It was
Makoto?
Kyoko's idea. I still love Kyoko, though.
You don't seem surprised. You must have noticed earlier.
Yeah,
Then why did you hide that fact?
it's not that I hid it. It's just...
God damn it, Makoto! I couldn't be sure of what